Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Waters Gaming, and we will continue on today with our Red Dawn Rising campaign on Cold Waters. So we'll get underway right now, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this one. We'll continue where we last left off. We were obviously sitting right at the North Atlantic. So we'll just check our orders now, just to refresh our memory. So we've got to return to Murmansk for repairs and replenish our stores. Because after our last mission, we hadn't made it back there. So we'll start moving our way back to Murmansk to rearm and repair. We've just got to be mindful there is an enemy submarine there. It looks like he wants to chase us all the way back home. So given that we've only, I think, got one torpedo, I'm not going to engage this guy just yet until we've got back and rearmed. So just a quick one, as always guys, I hope you're enjoying the videos. Apologies, it's been a long time since the last video, over a week now, so apologies for that. I have been watching quite a lot of streams from the Sailing Robin. If you haven't checked out his channel, I suggest you do so. He's got some really great World of Warships videos on there, and yeah, I just want to say a thank you to him for mentioning me in the stream yesterday, well last night, because it is my birthday today, so big thank you to him and Philip for singing us happy birthday last night. That was quite special. I will put a link in the description of this video to Robin's channel if any of you guys want to check out the videos he's putting out. I seriously suggest, if you haven't subscribed to him, that you do so immediately, and have a look at some of the videos he's been putting out. They're absolutely superb. So we'll just reload, get some torpedoes reloaded, and get some anti-ship missiles loaded. And just get ourselves sorted out here and organised, and then we'll cast off. So it looks like we've got to make our way back towards the UK approach, and to be honest, we want to try and avoid this submarine, but we're not going to, because this guy is going to chase us down. He's like a small terrier yapping at my heels, and we just don't seem to be able to shake him off. Bit of news, there we go, we're back in Norway, so we have taken Norway back, which is good news for the Soviet Union. And we've got a ship heading straight for us, so I mean, I'm just going to stop here and engage these guys. So new sonar contact, bearing 199, Sierra 1. We're close to 10,000 yards, we're at 50 feet, we're at periscope depth, so we can have a little look see. And it looks like we've got two contacts, Sierra 1 and Sierra 2 at the moment. So we'll take the scope up, and yeah, the periscope's awash, so we've got some rough seas out above us. It's night time obviously as well.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 2, last bearing 174.
I can't see any of these guys. Like a complete noob, I haven't activated my night vision, as I'm sure anybody playing this game will have spotted immediately. Be saying, well, what's going on here, Tommy? But no matter, we are rearmed, so we can continue searching for these guys. We have got a sonar contact on them. I just wanted to get a visual if it was going to be possible, but obviously with the sea conditions as they are, and with it being night time, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. So we'll down periscope. Just wanted to make sure we hadn't got any close contacts really. So Sierra 2 has been reclassified to Master 2 by the looks of it. So the ambient noise is high, 113 decibels, so we are going to make our torpedoes active sonar, and we will get a torpedo away at Master, I believe that's Master 2. and see whether we get lucky. Obviously we've got no contacts at the moment. The noise level's preventing us getting a solid lock on any of these guys at the moment. For anybody who hasn't watched the previous videos on the Red Dawn Rising, this isn't actually in the game that you actually buy from Steam. This is actually a mod from subsim.com. If you have a look back on my first video on this, there is a link in the description as to where you can get this from, and a link to Jive Turkey, video Jive Turkey put out on actually installing the mod for yourselves, which is what I use to install the mod. Just unlocks 4 new campaign missions, so you can play as the Soviet Union, and unlocks a lot more ships, submarines, surface ships, surface groups, carriers, etc, etc. So it just opens up the game a little bit more if you want to continue playing. And we will continue playing through our Red Dawn Rising campaign on Cold Waters. There will be some World of Warships videos coming up soon as well, guys, just as soon as I can get on to actually play said game. Obviously I'm sure you're all aware that the Pan-Asian destroyers are now out and in full use. I've come across a few of them myself. So I'm just having a quick look around here just to make sure. Well, I could hear a helicopter, so I was a little bit concerned we were going to get detected by it.
Torpedo room, tube 3 ready. Aye, sir.
Apologies for the clicking, that's just me adjusting my sound.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 14.
So I've sent another torpedo. We have got a closer contact, Master 1. He seems to be closing in on our position, and I'm going to get some missiles away as well, and then evade the inevitable incoming fire from these guys. So our Tube 4 torpedo on Master 1 does look good. I know I've not classified any of these guys just yet. I didn't quite realise they were as close as they were, so I've not really taken the time to figure out who or what they are. I was more interested in just getting them sunk. This obviously isn't our mission objective, which is what seems to be happening in the Red Dawn Rising campaign. We seem to get a mission, it means we've got to travel from one side of the map to the other, and by the time we actually get there we've had to fight 2 or 3 convoys of subs or surface fleets off us before we actually get there, and then by the time we do get into the area, the ship or submarines we were due to sink have either completed their mission and or left the area, so we end up failing that mission, which unfortunately this video is going to contain some of that.
Torpedo room, tube 1 ready. Passing 500 feet.
Con sonar, Master 2 is classified as
So it looks like we have got Master 2 is actually a capital ship, the Tarawa, apologies for my pronunciation, and Sierra 3's now popped up. That's been classified as a notch. And we've got torpedoes incoming. I can only presume they're airborne from a helicopter, who's obviously having a good scout out for us.
con sonar, no longer cavitating.
So we'll get another torpedo away on the capital ship. They all seem to want to bear down on our location.
Con fire control, we've lost the wire. Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir. Passing 800 feet.
Obviously we're not keeping the wires at the moment, we are trying to evade.
Con fire passing 900 feet.
Make turns 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
So I'm just going to keep my eye on these torpedoes
Making turns for 1.
because they are floating around all around us, so
Passing 1,000
I
feet.
don't really want to be taking any torpedoes at this early stage,
Con sonar.
especially after just getting back from port
Water. Bearing 0.
and rearming. Don't now want to have to make my way all the way back there to repair any damage we've sustained.
Turns for 3, 7, 9.
So I've dropped a noisemaker there, just get that torpedo off us and let it go into countermeasure homing. I'm sure you've noticed I've not gone to flank speed. Well, we're working our way up to flank speed at the moment, but I haven't been
Last bearing 2, 2.
because I wanted to get my torpedoes away. So I dropped below. I wanted to be below 20 knots, and we can see a torpedo heading up towards the capital ship there. It looks like he's going to take at least one.
Knuckle formed.
So we have kept diving in the meantime to get a depth as deep as we can to keep stop us being detected from going a little bit quicker. So the Nox is down. A single torpedo's took him out. The Perry's gone down, and that at the moment leaves us just with the capital ship.
Knuckle formed.
Obviously I want to try and avoid these torpedoes now. They're my primary objective, is to evade these torpedoes, and then we can focus on taking down the capital ship,
Turns 5 knots. Maneuvering out.
which again isn't our mission objective. We just happen to have looked out and managed to get ourselves a capital ship chase us down. So we've still got these 2 torpedoes on the tail.
Con sonar. We are
I've dropped another noisemaker. I could be trying to
Con sonar. No longer
create a knuckle, but they were a little bit close, and I was concerned that the knuckle might not get the job done. What I'm actually trying to do, as a lot of people you'll see people doing in these videos, is I'm trying to sort of get to a depth, distract the torpedoes, and then climb, or if I'm on the surface, distract the torpedoes and then dive, and try and get below their search cone. Obviously I'm not having a lot of luck at the moment, but they're not fast torpedoes. I'm trying to basically just keep them going in around me, using the knuckles, using my noisemakers until they run out of fuel. Because they're air launched, they haven't got a big fuel capacity, so they do tend to run out a lot quicker than submarine fired torpedoes will. A lot of those will just run and run and run.
Passing 1,000 feet. Knuckle formed. Passing 800 feet. Passing 700 feet. Passing 600 feet.
Con sonar. We are cavitating. Make turns for 1. Con sonar. No longer cavitating.
Passing 300 feet.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
It looks like we've evaded and done exactly what I just said. We're trying to achieve was distract the torpedo at a depth well in excess of 1,000 feet, and then we've basically, as soon as the torpedo's gone into to try and reacquire us from us making a knuckle in the water, we've then climbed in depth and got outside of its detection cone.
Con maneuvering.
And it looks like the torpedo's detonated anyway now, so now we can focus our attention on the capital ship and try and get the job done. So we'll fire another torpedo at him.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
And we'll fire another one just for good measure. It is a capital ship, so it's going to take multiple hits for this guy to go down. I mean, once he's took a couple of torpedoes, or he's took a torpedo and a rocket and he's on fire and he is sinking, you can wait it out. Obviously his speed will drop because of the damage. You can wait it out and he will eventually burn and flood down. but it depends how long you want to sit in the mission waiting for that to happen, when it is quite easy to, once he has sustained a certain amount of damage, he tends to either want to charge or flee. So getting an additional attack on him is always easier. Obviously it depends how many weapons you've got. We're lucky we've just rearmed, so at the minute our stocks are fairly full. Although we have travelled through quite a few torpedoes in this engagement. The important thing is we've not sunk, we haven't took a hit, so I'm quite happy with that. We can always return to base in one piece. So I'm just using the wreck of the Nox at the moment. We're sort of behind it. And I've made the torpedoes have gone active now. And there we go, one's got a lock.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
And the second one's got a lock.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
So there's nothing he can do now, he's just going to have to take these torpedoes. And to be honest, these two should be enough to get the job done. And there he is, he's popped straight up. Now we've got a 90% solution on him. And here come the torpedoes. Obviously he's on fire, he's already took a hit by the looks of the damage on the side of the ship. And yeah, that torpedo, the first one, was enough to get him sunk, so we have wasted one torpedo, but it did save us a little bit. We've got an aircraft nearby, so we need to, we will compress a little bit of time, just move out of the area, get down to a decent depth. So we'll just have a quick look on the guide, see what that was. And it actually wasn't what we thought it was originally. When we actually sunk it, it has actually reclassified as an Essex late, which, as you can see, I'm just checking now. And I think their sonar signatures are very, very similar, so that was why I'd obviously classified it wrong. We'll just have a quick look on the booklet here. And there we go, there it was, Essex late.
Passing 600 feet. Passing 700 feet.
Let's go into the bottom of the sea now, down to Davy Jones Locker. So that's one capital ship down, and one less for our allies to have to deal with. So we'll just compress a little bit of time now and see if we can't get away from the enemy aircraft, and we can continue moving out of this location. Obviously we are making our way towards Holy Lock to intercept some ships coming in from convoy route A. As I said before, it is a long way from Murmansk to Holy Lock to intercept these, so these sorts of missions just in the last two videos we've had no luck getting the job done. Because we just can't get there quick enough from rearming. And there we go, so we've sunk all the ships that were here. Obviously it's not a mission objective, so the Admiral's not going to be totally impressed with that. Good job, not your mission objective. However, we have got a new medal. So Commander of the site for extraordinary heroism in action against enemies of the Soviet Union, 12th of January 1985. Unwavering resolve. Obviously the Admiral's happy, so he's giving us a bit more bling to add to our already blingy chest, and we might as well take on this guy who's been chasing us for the last 10 minutes. We had to come to a stop, so we're at 50 feet, and we're only doing 5 knots. So saying our contact bearing 091 Sierra 1. So we're close to 10,000 yards. We're just checking the XO get reloaded. Torpedoes obviously will be the weapon of choice. And we'll see if we can't sink this guy, so keen to chase us down. So nothing coming up on the sonar just yet. So we have got a strong duct and a strong layer at 182 feet, so we'll start to sink out below that layer and see whether this guy is actually below the layer, and that'll probably be the reason why we have not detected him as soon as we came in, because he has been chasing us pretty hard.
Passing 100 feet.
So just dropping blood through the layer now. And there we go, we've got a contact. So Sierra 1 bearing 092, which is where he was put at the start of the mission. So we'll go ahead and classify this guy, find out who he is, what he is. So we've only got a 14% or 28% solution now, it's putting him at about 11.9 thousand yards. That gives some time just to classify him and see what he is. So Walrus.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
And he's also doing the same thing. He's trying to sit sort of in the shadow zone by the looks of it, but he looks to be starting to make us a dive. Go a little bit deeper. We are pretty much in the shadow zone now, just below the bottom of the layer. So we're just working our way up to now, so 49% solution on this guy. We are closing him his position down to 11,000 yards now. Still not a great solution, but in the back of my mind, again, as I said before, this isn't our mission objective. This guy basically is just stalling us from our mission objective. So I just want to get this guy some and move on with what it is that we're supposed to be doing. So I'm starting to point his position now. Instead of being heading southeast, we're going to start going northeast and see if we can't get a slightly better solution, or at least a course of this guy, and find out whereabouts he's heading, and then we can go and cut him off. Not hearing any active sonar yet, so at the minute, as far as I can tell, we're not detected. He's not unaware of our presence, and there we go, he is heading 246 is his course, so he's heading almost straight for us. So we're at 10,000 yards. The solution is coming up 64% now. So the ambient noise is low, so we're not going to need active sonar on these torpedoes. Passive will do the job. So we're going to go torpedo away in the general direction, and there we go, he's pinged active sonar straight away, so he's got an idea that somebody's here now. And he's fired a torpedo at us. How dare he? So we're going straight into torpedo evasion. I'm not mucking around because these torpedoes are going to do some damage. Before we get up to speed and we can't fire another one, I'm going to get another torpedo away in his direction. He looks to be turning now. So we're going to dive now. Get these tubes reloaded. Now you can see the torpedoes off in the distance. So we have lost contact with the Walrus now, obviously because we're heading up to full speed. See our torpedoes there above us, and the incoming torpedoes there straight ahead. It looks to have fired them off in a bit of a well, sort of. They're not going exactly in the same direction, so you just spread them out a little bit, try and catch us. So we're down at 1400 feet now. We're not far off test depth, so we've just got to be careful we don't exceed test depth too much. So we are now exceeding it a little bit, and see if we can get under these torpedoes because they look to be shallow. I don't think they've gone active yet. Not in any pinging if they were active sonar, and they don't look like they've dived at all. So I'm just bringing us back above test depth. I don't want to crush and end up starting again. And my aim really was to try and get through the middle of these torpedoes, if I'm honest. Now you can see them on the map on the left hand side. And there we go, we've got one torpedo has locked and he's heading down to us. The other torpedo looks like it might pass and not get a lock on us. So let the chase begin to try and evade these torpedoes for a little while now. I'll try and run them out of fuel or get them to go in the wrong direction. So I've made a knuckle in the water, see if we can't get this torpedo to head away, and we've turned into it. Bit of a risky manoeuvre, if I'm honest, not something I like doing, but it looks like we're just going to get away with that one. Obviously this does manoeuvre well, this submarine, and it does turn quite nicely. Whereas other submarines might have turned straight into a direct hit there. As you can see, I'm trying to climb above this weapon now and get away from its search pattern. There is a torpedo behind us, which I think is what's acquired us now. Yes, it has. So we managed to evade one and get caught up by one, and we've now evaded one and the other one's caught us. So obviously I'm not at flank speed at the moment because that would make us cavitate and give away our position to the Walrus, who will then just fire more torpedoes at us. So I'm trying to get some additional torpedoes away at this guy, just to basically do exactly what he's doing to me and give him something to think about. Looks to be a torpedo coming our way again from the Walrus. So he's fired another torpedo at us. So full evasion engaged, and see if we can't shake some of these tails off. So we've lost contact with the Walrus again. both of the torpedoes he fired originally are now tracking us. As you can see in the map on the bottom left hand corner
900 feet.
of your screen.
Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet.
So I've formed another knuckle. We've managed to fool one. He's gone into a circular search pattern, but this one is not being fooled. It is slightly above us, so it's going into countermeasure homing now.
Knuckle formed.
So we'll wait for it to turn. Normally is what I do, and as soon as we see it turn, I turn the opposite way. But this torpedo definitely wants us. So I've made another knuckle, and I've had to drop a noisemaker because, to be honest, I thought we were going to take this one, and we've just basically got away with murder there. I managed to evade it.
Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 900 feet.
So that torpedo is going to go into countermeasure homing now, which is at a shallow depth, at a deeper depth. Sorry. So we're going to come shallow and try and get over it. So when it does come back around, we don't get reacquired.
100 feet. Passing.
And that looks like that's going to work.
10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Yeah, the torpedo's still going into circular pattern, so that's good.
Passing 100
It looks like his other torpedoes he's fired
We
are
are cavitating.
going to miss us.
Main con
We are
sonar,
cavitating.
no longer cavitating.
So I've just dropped the speed off,
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
and there's one of his torpedoes. And that's gone into a search pattern. As soon as it's gone active right near us, and then it's gone into a search pattern and instantly picked us up. So
Con sonar. We are
back to torpedo evasion. I'm just going to get tube 2 reloaded, and while we're at a lower speed, I'm going to get another torpedo off on this guy. He looks to be moving away.
con sonar.
We should get under this torpedo. It can't dive as quick as we can. And we've managed to suck up both of these torpedoes now, which looked like they were going to miss us.
Passing 400 feet. Passing 500.
And I've got to say, all the while I'm doing this, we're not getting on with the objective. And there he is, he's just popped up for a second now. But yeah, we're not getting on with our objective while we're mucking around with this guy. I mean, I know every ship sunk helps the war effort, but something that we're definitely seeing a lot of in this Red Dawn Rising campaign. We seem to be running into a lot of contacts while we're trying to get on with our objectives.
Bearing 070.
So that looks like he's fired another weapon at us, so we've now got at least 4 weapons in the water. 1 we've managed to evade, and 2 that are still chasing us. We've now got a 3rd that looks like it's got a lock on us. That one does.
Con, knuckle formed.
So that one's going to countermeasure homing. This one's coming straight for us, so I'm going to try and dive under it,
Passing 1,100 feet.
and we're going to manage that. That's not too bad.
Passing 1,200 feet. Con, knuckle formed. Passing 1,400 feet.
And we are now exceeding test depth. I'm just coming back up above test depth.
Passing
So we've just got to be careful, mindful of that if you are playing the game, as I'm trying to be. Obviously you can evade, but only up to the maximum depth of your submarine. Some will go a lot deeper, this one will not. And there's nothing worse than failing the mission because you weren't paying attention
Passing 900 feet.
and going below your test depth.
Passing 800 feet.
So still 3 torpedoes are searching for us. We've got 1 directly below us, so that one should be okay. We've got 1 that looks to be coming up. We've got
100 feet.
another one heading there towards us.
Passing 400 feet. Passing 300 feet.
So I'm not going to slow down. I'm going to stay at flank speed, even though we are cavitating, it's giving our position away.
100 feet.
Because we just need to get away from these torpedoes now, then we can sort of try and reconceal ourselves and drop our speed.
Passing 100 feet.
So at the moment it looks like we've just got 2 torpedoes that have actually got a lock on us.
Passing 300 feet. Passing 400 feet. Con, knuckle formed.
It looks to have gone into countermeasure homing because of the noisemaker, but the other one's not been fooled
No longer
and he's
cavitating.
diving to match us.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,200 feet.
So I've formed another knuckle, as always. Knuckle or noisemaker will do the same job. Obviously the knuckle, I'd say, is as effective, but in an emergency, you know,
1,400.
hitting a key on the keyboard for the noisemaker is far easier than trying to turn quickly to form the knuckle. So
Passing
basically I just want to try and run this torpedo out of fuel. We've only got this one now that seems to have a lock on us. The other one has gone into a search. So I'm going to bang some active sonar now and get a solution on the Walrus. Find out whereabouts it is that he is at the moment. And he's north of us, about 11,000 yards.
Switching the passive
He
search.
looks to be moving away from the area as well.
Make turns.
So none of our torpedoes at the minute have even bothered him.
Maneuvering on.
And all we've managed to do is get chased for the entirety of this game. Just trying to drop my speed then, just to see if I could get a torpedo away, and we've managed to get one away.
7 knots. Maneuvering on.
Con, knuckle formed.
So another knuckle formed, and we'll just keep trying to fool this guy while we get on with it, what it is we're trying to do. And we've got a torpedo away on the Walrus. He's going to get chased down now by that.
Passing 1,300.
Obviously we are directly behind him, so it's a bit more difficult for him to locate us.
1,200 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 800 feet. Passing 700 feet.
And we just cannot shake this torpedo off.
Con sonar. We are
It seems like it's going to follow us to the ends of the earth, and we've managed to get reacquired by a torpedo we'd long since lost. So we've got another 2 tails now.
Passing 200 feet.
con sonar locked.
Con, knuckle formed.
So we've lost contact again with the Walrus.
Passing 200 feet.
He's fired another torpedo by the looks of it.
Con maneuvering. Making turns.
Passing 300 feet.
But I am trying to head in his direction and try and close a gap between us.
Passing 600 feet.
But he's definitely doing a good job of making me work for
Cavitating.
the kill and to get this get on with what it is we're supposed to be doing.
Torpedo on the wall.
So that one's run out of fuel. That's
0.
detonated. We've got a torpedo incoming now, straight in front of us.
Passing 1,200 feet.
Looks like it's gone into the snake-like search pattern.
100 feet. Con, knuckle formed.
And there it comes.
1,500 feet. Passing 1,500 feet. Passing 1,400 feet. Passing 1,300 feet.
So we're required again.
Passing 1,200 feet. Con,
Still 2 torpedoes chase us.
Passing 1,100.
One is the one he's just fired, and one is the one that's been chasing us for quite a while now.
Passing 900 feet. Passing 800 feet. Passing 700 feet.
Con sonar. We are cavitating.
Passing 500 feet. Passing 400 feet. Con, fire control.
So we've got a noisemaker
300
has
feet.
been dropped, I'm presuming by the
200
Walrus. He's north of us.
Passing 100
So
feet.
there's a possibility that our torpedo that we fired a little while back has actually got a lock on him.
Passing 100 feet.
And there it is. we've got a hit, and he is sunk. Finally, we've just got this these two torpedoes here, which are fairly keen to track us down, and they've both got a lock. So at least there's no more torpedoes coming, being fired at us. We've just got to deal with these two now. There goes the Walrus, back to the bottom where he belongs. And we've got just 6 torpedoes left. We've got 2 Mosses, and we've got 9 of our missiles. So that's cost us quite a few torpedoes. These 2 missions that weren't even our objective. It's cost us quite a bit of weaponry to get it done.
Passing 200 feet. Passing 300 feet. Passing 400 feet. Passing 500 feet.
So we'll just keep trying to evade until these weapons run out of fuel,
No longer cavitating.
or actually just lose contact with us.
Passing 800 feet. Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,200 feet. God, knuckle formed.
And it looks like we've managed to turn under this one. We're not far off test depth here as well, so I'm just keeping my eye on our depth.
God, knuckle formed.
And we are right next to the wreck of the Walrus now, so we might get lucky and be able to use that to draw one of these torpedoes or both into the wreck.
God, knuckle formed.
So I've formed another knuckle there. That one's gone into countermeasure homing. It looks like the one further behind us has totally lost us now. So we've just got this one single, and there you go, look, it's heading straight down towards the wreck of the Walrus. The noise that that's making, and the size of that submarine stationary is an easy target for the torpedo to pick up. And does give us a little breather now while we just wait for this torpedo to hit, and then we'll move away, and we can try and get on with the mission that we had at hand. So that's that one done. We'll just get rearmed here while we move away, because we are close to that other weapon. And there you go, weapon nearby, so we can't move away at the moment. So we'll just compress a little bit of time so we can move out of the area. No, still too close. Press a bit more time. Still too close. Set the speed up to 10 knots. See if I can't move out of here a little bit. No, it's gone off anyway, so yeah. There we go, that's that done. So Walrus is the only ship here, and we've got some more bling from the Admiral. Happy days. Meritorious service while serving as commanding officer, something I can't pronounce. Done his numerous accomplishments, inspiring leadership and steadfast devotion to duty on keeping with the highest tradition of the Soviet Navy. So a bit more bling for the chest, we'll like that, that's perfect. So, we are going to leave it at that, guys. Apologies, we've not actually managed to get to our mission objective. We will continue on trying to get some mission objectives done in the next video. As always, I'll see you in the next video.